The reason why I decided to attend Evergreen was mostly because it was marketed as kind of like a non-competitive kind of school, and basically in the way that they don't really have like letter grades, or there's not really a focus on trying to get students to work against each other, but rather work together.
It's super freeform and interdisciplinary, and you can pick your own major and like make your own classes, and that just sounded very appealing to me at the time of not even wanting to do school.
I came here specifically to a non-traditional school because I believe it gave me enough room to delve into my ideas and academic interest.
Being a person of color at Evergreen is difficult just because it's a mostly predominantly white school, which makes it hard to find your people.
There's no instruction guides, there's no guidelines, there's no manual for it, so being a student of color, it's kind of difficult in that sense.
First coming here, it can feel at least like isolation. You don't see a lot of yourself in the teachers or the classes, and you really do have to look hard to find other people who share the same experiences as you.
There's not many resources that are thrown to students of color, so you have to, as students of color, we have to basically storm the board of trustees or raise a ruckus to get any form of attention. So
you watch a lot more than you talk, which I don't know, it's nice, but also everybody needs to shut up sometimes, but you can't tell them to.
Sometimes it can feel like being a percentage or a statistic.
Non-POC people, white people in seminars, they say a lot of stuff. And it gets tiring after a while. I think that the biggest problem that students of color have at Evergreen is not feeling welcome, in the classroom and on campus, and people putting up white supremacist flyers every now and then, the typical.
Really, with anything else, talking about it. If people don't talk about it, if the admin, faculty, or the staff aren't talking to the students, then they're not gonna know what the needs are. So that's basically the most bottom line, baseline step is talking about it. And you can't assume and you can't pretend you know, and you can't just try to dish out what you think is a good solution to something you didn't even know about. So first step is talking about it.
Being willing to engage in the most uncomfortable situations and being willing to sit in the most unconvincing arenas so that we can actually go into what's making this institution so great, what's making this institution not meet the needs of people of color. So it does take the willingness to, make time in the day to hear what's out there.
The fact that there's not many of us, the fact that the school doesn't really do much to accommodate us.
Faculty should have the vocabulary and the rhetoric when talking about students of color and retention rates and stuff like that. They should be aware that, I don't even know if some of the faculty are consciously aware that most of their classes are white, and that the very few people of color or students of color that are in their classes are facing I'd say isolation in class, and sometimes are pushed out of these classes, and sometimes the faculty won't even know.